So I've visualized, I feel like, every situation that could go down. And so I think for me, the result will be what it will be, but what I can control, and it's the thing I always focus on, is I can always control my effort and my attitude in these events.
And she's just an adventurous soul, right? You can kind of put anything in front of her and she'll be game for it. And she'll figure out a way to make an adventure out of it.
I think she really lives by what pretty much everyone in the sport kind of preaches, is that we're out here to enjoy the sport of running. But she really does.
I feel like I could be having whatever kind of day, and she's always got like the way to turn that day on its head and turn it into like this beautiful, energizing thing that makes you want to go out and like conquer the world.
Black Canyon 100K is probably the US's most competitive race. It's in January, it starts in Mayer, Arizona, and it draws the best athletes from all around the world.
That was perfect.
Okay.
Except it's in February.
Fuck!
So that's where we're gonna swap packs. Then I go through a checkpoint, Gloriana Mine. That's like 4 miles. It's really quick to get to. And then
running 100Ks, running in general, is a very vulnerable act. To put yourself in a race and to want to be at the front of a race, you know, you've got to have people that believe that you can be there and can pull you back to reality and give you a bigger picture out there.
I think my advice is, you know, at the end of the day, like everyone keeps saying, is we simplify it to like it is just running. You know, it's left foot, it's right foot, just keep doing that till you get to the end. So if you can kind of maybe zoom out of like, it's not just about you tomorrow, it's about so many people that have helped you get here. It's partners and families and brothers and sisters and dogs and whatever. But yeah, just kind of like the cumulative thing and like what that equals is you having a day on the trails, and your job tomorrow is to run and eat, and that's a pretty privileged thing to do on a Saturday.
I could not agree more.
It's really lovely to share something, especially with women, that we all come from different brands. We're all scattered across the world, and we're going to come together. And I'll run 100 kilometers on Saturday, but you know, I feel like we are all going to endure a challenge and a journey together, which is going to be just super memorable for everybody involved.
Oh, I got an email now. It's an ultra sign up. Due to winter weather conditions on the higher portions of the 100K course, we delayed the start of all waves by 2 hours, with 13 buses shuttling from Anthem to Mayer. Did not feel they'd be able to safely transport everyone in the current conditions, with snowfall overnight and the time delay will allow the roads to clear and weather to subside. The shuttles will still operate as Anthem as planned, with only everything pushed back 2 hours.
I mean, listen, Lucy wouldn't mind me mentioning this. She's in a rebuilding project. You know, she came into the sport and was the next, you know, most highly touted athlete since whoever else kind of came along. I mean, she was a very coveted athlete. She had very good success early on. And that was followed by kind of getting down to the lowest of lows.
I feel mentally in a really good space about the outcome. Yes, it matters, but it's not. It's early season. It's an amazing crew of people. How it pans out is how it plays out. I think I'm just ready to run with some women who, on paper, and they scare the living daylights out of me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Black Canyon came onto my radar after the UTMB and Kona Ironman. I kind of felt like I was gaining momentum, even though it was the end of a big year and season. And I kind of wanted to keep that rolling. So we were looking for a race. I really want to get back to Western States. For sure, that's an inspiration. But the challenge of the course being outside of my comfort realm in the speed and the way that it's run, it was kind of a challenge that I didn't have a lot of expectations for. And so it feels very, just enduring this and taking it on is a win in my career and kind of adding to my experiences.
I mean, I always tailor things down to what excites the athletes the most. And so I remember when she first approached me about it, and the thing that solidified it for me is just how intrigued she was by the race and how much she personally desired to want to do it, kind of in her soul, right? Not so much from a physical standpoint, but just deep embedded within her soul. You could tell that something was pulling her towards it. So it was honestly a pretty easy decision.
Yes, she wants to win, and she's very talented, and she's really good, and she's done a lot of really amazing things performance-wise.
Dude, I've just chucked up everything.
Really?
Oh my God.
But I think part of why she's so good at doing that stuff is because she just really is very relaxed about it. And she loves it for what it is. And she knows you can do everything right and just have a bad day, and you learn from it and you move on, and she doesn't really dwell on it. And I think that makes her a really good runner.
Your music and stuff, or not?
This is electrolytes.
Yeah, okay.
People will drop flies.
This is not a speed demons day. So you're just gonna grind now.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you
that's
don't
gonna,
want this?
No, I think I will go this, but I'll go still 2 handhelds. I'm just drinking. Great.
Do you have gels?
Yeah.
You're doing awesome.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
People will drop.
Got fun.
You're doing awesome.
That's doing really good.
Oh, I love you. Thank you. Thanks, Koop. Oh, nice to meet you.
I feel like she needed just a little, almost acknowledgement that this is really hard, and it's
Because you have no clue when you're out there.
No,
you always
exactly.
think you're doing bad,
Yeah,
but you're
I'm
really
the
not.
only one this is feeling hard for.
Yeah.
It's, it's a reassuring, I think, to
And
hear.
she said she was coming in at 12:30. It's 12:05.
Exactly.
So she's kicking it, really.
Love it. Halfway, starting a new race, new Lucy.
Yeah, so my favorite part about doing these international races is the ability to bring together, the family or the friends that become family.
I think Lucy and I mainly became friends on the internet before we got to meet in real life. And so I feel like we bonded over some like-minded values and how we both approached the sport and how we both spoke about it and maybe talked about it publicly.
I call her Human Sunshine, and she is just the most positive, beautiful person that I've ever been lucky enough to encounter. And this is actually my first time on this trip hanging out with her, so it's really cool and special.
All right, we've left Deep Canyon Ranch and onward to Black Canyon City, and our girl is flying.
I got my carrot. She's been my dangling thing to get me moving.
She's absolutely
Get to Abby.
motoring right now. We've pounded some Coke.
Yeah.
We are running uphill right now, very fast, and we're ready to just make some moves.
Yeah.
Oh, you good? We are in it, and Luce is doing great. We're having some little pauses for some throw-up breaks. She is rallying each time. I think some of them are even happening while she's running. So she's a champ. We got a gel down, and we're cruising. Just keep picking it up and rallying.
I think in ultra running it can be unique because, I think a lot of women are maybe intimidated by one another and not sure how to authentically support one another in a sport where we're also trying to race. And I think, it was pretty cool that Lucy's assembled this awesome team of women for the weekend to support her. And it speaks so much to who she is as a person and what she brings out in women around her and the values she carries herself with. I think she knows the value in finishing and getting this thing done. And I mean, that was her mission from the start of this was, I'm putting on a headlamp if I need to. I'm getting this thing done. This is not a ticket or nothing mission. This is go finish what I started. And it was cool witnessing that actually happening in action out there.
My version of success at Black Canyon is doing a race that is not in my forte, doing something that challenges me, that has made me so strong in training, and that fitness and that is all there. Whether it's highlighted on race day, whether I can fully squeeze that out is something that I can control to some extent, but also some days it's not your day. But that doesn't mean it can't be a good day. And I think with the crew that I've put together and the experiences I've already gained from this and how good I feel about how I'm running, where I am in the sport, what I want to do, I feel like, I've already won in so many ways before this, that the number at the place I finish at the end, the number I cross the finish line at, is just kind of the data. It's the gritty detail of the whole experience, but it's not the thing that I'll remember the most. I hope to remember the broader experience, the little moments. I think sometimes we get so caught up in the gritty details of these things, the time, the place, the numbers. And, if instead we started counting how many laps we had on the trails, how many, little sarcastic jokes are said along the way, those are kind of the things that I will remember. And the success comes in having experienced something with some people that I love dearly, doing a sport that I adore, and exploring a new place along the way.